From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Cascade Paint Supply is Redding's oldest family-owned paint store, established in 1953. We are the largest Dunn Edwards dealer in the nation, and most of our products are made in the U.S. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to answer your questions and help you today.
Happy Tuesday morning to you. I want to remind you that Cascade Christmas is coming up here soon, folks. There are going to be 6 shows in November. This is a big event. Big event every year. It's one of the more popular shows that they put throughout the year. There are going to be 2 rounds, November 21st through the 23rd, and then again November 28th through the 30th. These tickets, they sell out fast, folks. So it's imperative that if you want to check out this show and go to the show and get tickets, that you go to cascadetheater.org now and get your tickets before they sell out. All right, let's go and take a look at our weather headlines. It's going to be a dry and mild start to the week, cool and wet by mid to late this week. Really, it's going to be kind of a Wednesday night. The main event will be Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, but there may be some showers, especially at the coast, by late afternoon. Some of those may even try to make their way into the valley by Wednesday afternoon. But again, the main event will be Wednesday night. We're also looking at gusty winds and snow at about 5,000 to 6,000 feet. I was initially thinking about 4,000, 4,500 feet, but they may be just a tad higher than that. We'll get into that in our deeper dive in just a bit. But first, here is your Krueger's Quickcast for your Tuesday, November 11th. Now, out the door this morning, it get a little chilly in some spots, upper 30s for places like Modoc County, but generally in the 40s for the mountains, low 50s for the coast, and low 50s for the valley. You're going to notice more clouds out there this morning, and that's all thanks to the clouds coming in from the south and west. No rain embedded within those clouds. The rain is going to hold off until late in the day tomorrow into tomorrow night. All right, so for today, temperatures low 70s for most of us in the valley. Could get in the mid 70s for some of the warmer spots. Generally in the 60s for the higher elevations, and looks like in the low to mid 60s for the coast. Now looking at that 7-day outlook for the valley. Now, it's going to be mainly Wednesday night, but there may be some activity coming in as early as late Wednesday afternoon. Chance for thunderstorms Thursday, otherwise just some scattered showers, maybe a chance on Friday. I don't expect a lot. And then really, once we get past Wednesday night and through the day on Thursday, we are going to be going into a classic cool and unsettled weather pattern. What that means is kind of that mixture of sun, some clouds, a chance for a few showers from time to time. But again, that main event Wednesday night and then anything beyond that is going to be fairly insignificant when we're talking about the amounts of rainfall coming in. That's the case for Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and of course the eastern mountains as well. I've got those snow levels on average between 5,000 and 6,000 feet, especially for your Thursday, maybe locally lower in some spots. All right, that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Let's get into our deeper dive forecast, sponsored by Shasta Hearing Aids.
Frank, come help with the dishes.
What?
The dishes!
I heard it the first time. I just got back from Shasta Hearing Aids, but she doesn't know it yet. What?
Forget it!
All right, so now we're getting to that deeper dive forecast, and what we're looking at here is some clouds down to our south and west. Those are going to be kind of working their way in this morning, and that's why we are seeing and will see the partly to mostly cloudy skies throughout the day today. No rain embedded in there. It's off to our west before any of that really does begin to move on in. Now, I do want to show you this. This is coming in from the Storm Prediction Center. Now, tomorrow indicating maybe a slight chance for some severe thunderstorms, or should I say thunderstorms, for the north coast. But that's going to be probably late in the afternoon into the evening hours. And then on Thursday, we've got that chance for thunderstorms entering the picture here, even including the valley. The chances for thunderstorms will probably be a little bit slimmer off to the east, but really overall, I'd say chances for thunderstorms for most of the mountains, the coast, but again, even the valley could see some of that thunderstorm activity on Thursday as well. All right, so let's walk you through the timing of it all, taking a look at Futurecast. Here we are this morning. There are the clouds kind of streaming in here, partly to mostly cloudy skies. A lot of high and mid-level clouds. These are not going to be those low-level clouds that will threaten us with rainfall, because that's definitely not going to be the case. You're not seeing any rain anywhere nearby. Then we take you into your Wednesday. Now, Wednesday morning through midday, you'll notice still some clouds out there. A few showers trying to develop, but really honestly, it's just going to be mainly dry through the first half of the day, and most likely even for the coast. But then we have this little push of moisture. So this is why there's a slight chance that by late afternoon, we may see a stray shower. Sometimes we call these prefrontal showers because the main cold front's off to our west. And sometimes you can get a little bit of instability, these waves in advance of the main cold front that can produce a few light showers. So that's why we can't rule it out Wednesday afternoon. But again, that main event still well off to our west, even for the coast. So there you can see by midnight, it's pretty widespread rainfall, heavy at times. And at this point too, we're looking at some pretty gusty winds as well. But even by midnight, we're still not seeing a lot of rain here off to the east. When I say midnight, tomorrow night into Thursday morning. Then that pushes eastward. So for your Thursday morning, heavier rainfall off to the east. Now, if you watched yesterday, you saw that there was a lot more blue on this map. Snow levels were expected to be a little bit lower than what we're forecasting here for today. So that's why I've kind of bumped those snow levels up just a little bit by about 500 to 1,000 feet, just depending on where you are. Now again, keep in mind, we're still looking at gusty winds. Looks like we have a little bit of a convergence line near that Redding area, but really behind this main band of rain is that cold and unstable air. So it'll be noticeably cooler on Thursday and unstable. And you see the thunderstorms that are popping up throughout the day on Thursday, especially for the valley, northward, and to the west. So for the north coast, the mountains, all seeing that potential, but still some snow, as you can see here, for some of the higher elevations and showers as well. Then we take it about 5 p.m. We still may see a stray shower, even a thunderstorm for the north end of the valley here, but looks like most of it's to the north and to the west. So the coast, Trinity County, Siskiyou County, not as much activity looks like to be off into the eastern mountains. And then we kind of see a bit of a break here. Then we have another push. Now I think Futurecast might be a little aggressive with how strong this is, but with some colder air in place, snow levels may be just a tad lower. But this, as it pushes eastward, looks like it's going to break apart. By midday, again, maybe a chance for a few showers for even parts of the valley, maybe some heavier rainfall off to the north and to the west. But this is nothing all that significant, folks. When we're talking rain or even snow at those higher elevations, it quickly dies down as we go through the afternoon on Friday. And then I think we're kind of inching toward a bit of a break here as we go into Saturday, then maybe another shot late in the day on Sunday. All right, so forecast rainfall totals. You know, these kind of numbers are a little bit out of all over the place here, but this is something I've been saying over the last few days. I think on average, we're talking about an inch for the valley, give or take. And what I mean by that is, you know, we're talking, you know, I say an inch, give or take, 3/4 of an inch to maybe upwards of 1.5 inches at most, right? And for the coast, I'd say about 1.5 inches to about 3 inches, 1 to 2 inches for most of the higher elevations. This might be overdoing it for Lakehead, but yeah, I mean, there is a little band here, especially with those strong south winds. You could see, a period of some pretty heavy rainfall and producing some heavy rainfall for quite a time here. My lights keep wanting to turn off here, so I'm going to go ahead and put that back on here. But there you can see to the north and east, we are looking at those dry conditions, not dry conditions, but should we say not as heavy when we're talking about rainfall up towards Modoc County and into Lassen County as well. All right, so there is a winter storm watch that National Weather Service has issued, and this was actually issued yesterday, but for Wednesday night through Thursday night. Again, that's when most of the rain and snow is going to be pushing through Wednesday night, and then more possibly going into Thursday night as well. 4 to 8 inches is possible above 5,000 feet. So mainly on those higher mountain passes and above that, and 1 to 2 feet above those mountain passes. So as you get above, like say 7,000 or 8,000 feet, all right, now you're talking some pretty decent amounts of snow there. And on top of that, some pretty gusty winds moving in on as well. All right, so take a look at the forecast snow totals, just a general idea. Latest models do want to bring it down to maybe around Alturas. That might be overdoing it. I'd say, again, we're around 5,000 feet at that point. Alturas is pretty close to that. Chester, again, maybe overdoing it. That's at 4,500 feet. I'd say you're mainly closer to 5,000 or even 5,500 feet. And places like maybe Quincy, Portola, once again, maybe overdoing it as well. If you do, you're talking about trace amounts there at those lower elevations. But once you start getting above that 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 feet, now you're talking several inches and even over a foot of snow as you go above 7,000 or even 8,000 feet. And if you're heading out to the Sierra, just note that you may run into some problems with travel there as well. You can see that we could be looking at upwards of 1 to 2 feet of snow for some of those higher mountain peaks. So again, we do have some higher mountain passes in the Sierra here that is most likely going to mean chain requirements, especially if they go into Wednesday night through the day on Thursday and Thursday night as well. And by the way, even for the North State, you're talking about that potential for those mountain passes above 5,000 feet. I'd even say Scott Mountain Pass in northern Trinity County, as it makes its way into Siskiyou County, there may be a chance for some snow up there as well. Cedar Pass, right? So there's that potential. But there you can see clearly for the Sierra here, looking at a pretty decent amount of snow. 1 to 2 feet of snow is a very good possibility. All right, so there's that moisture kind of pushing through. Now, really, overall, this is that cool and unsettled weather pattern I was talking about. A mix of some clouds, maybe some sunshine at times. And this model in particular doesn't really want to bring us much rainfall really after Thursday or Friday. So just not much coming in after that main storm pushes through tomorrow night. All right, here's a wind advisory. Remember, we're talking about the high winds that we have in the forecast. It's actually a high wind watch. That's for Wednesday night. South winds in these areas here, 30 to 40 miles per hour, with gusts around 50 to 60 miles per hour. Now, no advisories anywhere else. We may see those kind of emerge here throughout the day today. We'll see what kind of winds we do get in the valley or even the north coast. But again, yesterday, the winds were expected to be a little bit higher. Looks like the forecast models are kind of backing down on just how intense those winds will be. Not an issue today. But as we go into Wednesday, by midday, the winds are beginning to pick up. We're seeing gusts 20, 30 miles per hour, right? And then as we go into Wednesday night, they're strongest west of the valley. You're talking 40, I'd say even close to 50 miles per hour. And for the valley, you can see here, we're over 40 miles per hour as well. You start getting into the reds, you're getting in that 40, even possibly 50 miles per hour, and pretty strong winds off to the east as well. In fact, some strong winds still, even at 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, mainly to the east. Now, winds this strong potentially could bring us to, some broken branches, maybe some downed trees and power outages. But I don't think it's going to be quite as intense as what we saw last week. And then you can see by Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, winds died down. That next week disturbance coming through on Friday possibly could pump up those winds here for the coast. But otherwise, Climate Prediction Center is still showing wetter than normal conditions in our longer range and the cooler than normal conditions here. So once that cooler air settles in, it's going to be here for a while, and you can clearly see that on your 10-day trend. Look at this. After today, we're down to the 60s, 50s and 60s, and we pretty much keep it mostly below normal through the rest of the week, this upcoming weekend, and probably even through next week. So once that cool air moves in, it's not going anywhere. All right, we take a look at the wave heights for today. That's not much of an issue, but by tomorrow, they are picking back up again, and that's going to create some problems. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in the marine forecast. There actually is a gale watch for Wednesday afternoon. But until then, everything should be A-OK. Maybe some patchy fog out there this morning. North winds at about 5 to 10 knots. Your waves from the north at 4 feet at 5 seconds. And from the northwest at about 6 feet at 11 seconds. All right, so here's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored in part by Dignity Health. It looks like we are going to see those temperatures generally in the 60s here. As you can see here, mid to upper 60s here for today. Now, again, what you'll notice here, evening showers, and this is going to be across the board. Main event, Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, and then anything we see beyond that is going to be off and on chances here, including the North Coast. I'd say, though, that the North Coast has better chances to maybe see some showers. Most likely on Monday, we kind of start to dry things up, but there may be some lingering activity even on Monday for the North Coast. Otherwise, for the inland areas, again, that chance for showers and thunderstorms, especially Wednesday night. Thursday afternoon, a chance for some thunderstorms here. Orleans today, about 68 degrees. Your Dignity Health Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures for today, generally in the low to mid 60s, but quite that drop in the temperatures in the 40s by Thursday and Friday. So significantly cooler air is moving in with the storm system that moves through Wednesday night. There you can see temperatures in the 60s today for Modoc County, but we're in the 40s and 50s by Thursday and Friday. For the eastern mountains, mid 60s, give or take, although Paradise about 70, 67 degrees out towards Shingletown, and Susanville about 66 degrees. Your Dignity Health Valley neighborhood forecast to the south, you're looking at those temperatures in the low 70s for your daytime highs today. Some of the warmer spots like Oroville at about 74, so for some of us maybe flirting with that mid 70 mark, looking at that 7-day forecast for Chico. Hey, today's Veterans Day should be very nice if you have any outdoor plans. And then there you can see those evening overnight showers and heavy rainfall at times on Wednesday and gusty winds, possible thunderstorms Thursday. And then just a cool and unsettled weather pattern for Friday through the weekend and even going into next week. Let's take you up to the north, about 73 degrees for Redding, 73 for Anderson, 72 out in Red Bluff, 74 for Palo Cedro. There's a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. Those temperatures are dropping. We're in the upper 50s to low 60s by Thursday, Friday. And then a little spike on Saturday before we're back down to about 60 by Sunday and Monday. That is your morning update. I'll be back again at noon with the latest update. Until then, have a great morning.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.